Insane Dicing Skills podcast number 2. So, last video I talked about just some basic stuff going on here, and now I just want to jump in the next action and talk about an interesting topic I found on the forums. It was a thread where someone asked, in this case it was NP Scully, are Wasteland dragons worth it? I think it's kind of an interesting question since I know that many people like dragons, surprising fact, but they are right now quite difficult to play. I'm fine with this comment, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about this Wasteland Dragon stuff because I um, read here that some users have an difficult opinion about the Wasteland Dragon. They don't like it that much since it's a high point investment you always have to do if you want to play a dragon, and his defensive skills could be better, you could say. So this is kind of the point he um, explains in his post, and some other guys think about things the same. And yeah, so I just want to share some of my thoughts about this dragon. And I recently played a tournament, just a really small one, 5 games, and I actually played Wasteland Dragon. I liked this a lot back in 8th edition. I played um, very often Dragon and Double Chimera. And this was a long time not possible in 9th age because there was this rule where you could just have two times Chimera, Dragon, or Manticore, something like this. I can't remember it exactly. And that's why it wasn't possible to play, but now I just realized while I was thinking about what I will bring to this tournament. Um, and yeah, I try to do something with the dragon. And now I just come to in my opinion, one of the biggest arguments for the dragon is that you can play with great models. There are several great dragon models out there, and I just wanted to show you mine to understand why I really wanted to play a dragon. Since, I mean, I know here is this guy. It's um, Archangel from Legion of Everbright from War Machine, and I think it's a really nice dragon. It's really gigantic, and I used to play it as a Demon Prince too. Uh, but since Demon Prince aren't that nice of a choice either right now, I decided, yeah, well, let's bring the dragon. And you should do this too, because dragons can be a lot of fun, and you don't lose games because you played a dragon. This you could just say. I mean, sure, there are much better stuff you could play right now with Warriors of Chaos Army Book. I wouldn't argue with this, but dragons are much fun, and they aren't that bad. They really aren't. And yeah, that's why I just want to show you at first the list I built around the dragon, and just give a quick summary about my games. Um, not really exactly what happened, just what happened with the dragon, or what was the job of the dragon there. Yeah, so let's jump into my roster. This is this. So I played obviously a lot on Wasteland Dragon, and I went for Burning Blade of Chaos, Change Mark, Strength Potion, and Lucky Shield. So pretty offensive build on the Lord, since yeah, if you buy Ward Save, this wouldn't help the dragon. So you can just go all out on your output, and yeah, Burning Wave of Chaos, Potion of Strength combined with Mark of Change, I think is pretty nice. The only other option you could do is switch Mark of Change for Wrath. So either you're no, so maybe you're afraid that you just can't roll the dice, then you should take Wrath. If you're afraid of your opponent rolling too good, you should take Change, I think, for obvious reasons. So the next on the list is another Lord of Chaos with Demonic Wings, so just his little brother. I think this is a nice idea to combine both of these models. One can take challenge against whatever there will come with 1+4+ and the spear, and the dragon can just rip off the unit. So that's just the basic plan of this. And I added a Barbarian Chief on Warhorse. I had a discussion with one of my friends about this guy and about him combined with some Barbarian Horsemen, and I just wanted to test this. So just as a quick explanation what he does. Most important thing is this Makajal upgrade. It just means that you get fighting extra ranks for all your Barbarian Horsemen and Sunrise charge. So +1 strength when you charge. And yeah, the rest is pretty basic, just a Crown of Scorn. I took Flaming Lance since he can't take just a normal lance. He could have taken his light spear, light lance, but yeah, strength 6 in charge is not as good as strength 7, so I went for Flaming Lance. And yeah, some basic little stuff here. There are then 15 Barbarian Horsemen with Wrath, Shield, Flail, Banner of Fury. So the thing behind them is this is fast cavalry from core, which can hit really hard, and I think this unit must be good. It just has to be. You buy it from core points. It can rip off many units. The only downside it has, in my opinion, is the initiative 3. This is sometimes pretty bad or can be pretty dangerous, but you can place them in front of so many stuff, and you can say, oh, well, just charge me, I will kill you because I have lots of strength 5 attacks with +1 to hit. Or if you charge something, they are just so much better with strength 6. Yeah. Some Warhounds to just fill the core points and have some redirectors and something to score with warriors, and maybe that this lord has a chance to hide himself. But I mean, if there's a dragon on the field, I think he just doesn't need any place to hide. 2x5 Wasteland Knights, Last, Lance, and Champion. Yeah, some more champions for the dragon are always nice. And I have some fast scoring units and 2x a Chimera. So some more little flying dragons. I wanted to kind of max out all this flying stuff with the Lord of Chaos on Demonic Wings, since he doesn't count towards Empowered, and all the other flying models do, I think, yeah. So you can max out there a little bit more of your flying units, and yeah. All in all, a pretty straightforward, aggressive list. How I really like it a lot. And yeah, so now we are already 8 minutes into this, so I will switch into the games. First I played against this list, this vampires. Yeah, a really nasty list. I don't like it. I mean, it's good, obviously, but I just don't like it. It's boring. After 2 rounds, you have 1,000 points more than your opponent. I don't know how this can be fair, but whatever. So I had to play against this. Yeah, 2x Shrieking Horror is not that nice for the dragon. You can play around this if you just place all the other units in that way that the Shrieking Horrors can't scream on your dragon. This is not always possible, but if you have many units of Warhounds, for example, I think you can do pretty aggressive pushes where you just block all the landing zones for the Shrieking Horror, and so you can just push your dragon forward and try to rescue him in a close combat. Since Shrieking Horrors work now how they should work, so you can't scream in combats anymore like it was in 8th edition. This is a pretty nice option you have there. But like I said, it's not always possible, and I just had one unit of Warhound, so I just decided to, yeah, stay back and play the um, yeah, play the waiting game. We played Breakthrough, and I thought I have some better chances against him there. I mean, I lack one scoring unit, but he just can't run over the field. The dragon didn't do that much, since it took me some time to get rid of his shrieking horrors. I kind of baited him again into bad traits, so I could. Uh, so it took some time to kill one of the horrors, and with one horror dead, the dragon can act pretty freely. Since, yeah, okay, when the shrieking horror can scream one time on the dragon, I'm fine with this because I just have to make sure that I can charge him next turn, and then he's dead, and then the dragon is fine. So he can just lose 3 or 4 wounds against the Shrieking Horror. But if I kill this in exchange, I'm fine with this. Mm, and I think the guy who did the most work here was this small lord with demonic wings. So not the dragon. The dragon got charged by 40 skeletons. Lost his combat, obviously, -1, and didn't pass his leadership test, and he flew. So lucky for me, he didn't got overrun, and I could rally him next turn and then kill the skeletons. But yeah, it's not that good game for the dragon against 2 shrieking horrors. But you can do this. It doesn't mean that you have to lose the game, since you still have all your other units, and you just have to push aggressively into these vampires and, yeah, try to push him to errors, to fails. And I did that, but yeah, I think in the end I lost 8-12 because I did some bad decisions in the last turn, and then I had to take some leadership tests on 9, and I didn't pass them since I don't have a BSB. But yeah, I was okay with this. If the vampire does everything right, you just can't kill him. But I mean, it's okay if you can't kill everyone, right? Then next game was against this beautiful list. So Change Legion of demons. So this was such a horror, this game. First thing, the Chimeras just don't like anything or any of these units, since they don't have any regen and just 4-up armor, or most of the time just 5-up or 6-up because of the strength 4 of the igniters, or the strength 4 AP1 of the blazing chariots. So I started the game, pushed everything forward, lost in his first round of shooting both chimeras and 4 knights, and I just, for me, the game on this point was already over, since I yeah, well, it was just 6 knights left, 1 dragon and the other lord, and this wrath guys. You can't just win this game. The barbarians wrath with flail, these 15 guys failed their frenzy test first turn, charged on 11 his igniters, killed them, had to run through a ruin and ran into furies, and then had to overrun again through the ruin and into horrors and killed them too. So yeah, they killed a lot of stuff, but they also got killed pretty hard too, because they already had to run through some buildings and stuff. This this wasn't that nice. And all his casts he did with his d6 hits, strength d6, he rolled 5 or 6 strengths and hits. This was pretty nasty too. So yeah, I lost the dragon in turn 4 or 5, and the only one who survived was the flying guy again. He's always the hero. Yeah, this was just a disaster, this game. Well, it's not that nice of a matchup. Usually the Dragonkin has to screen against his Reaver of Change, since he can charge nearly every of my unit. Uh, he has to be a little bit careful with the 15 Bavarian Horsemen, but yeah, just overall he's pretty bossy. But yeah, if the Dragon can charge him strength 7, D3 wounds, and divine attacks, yeah, it's over for him too. So after some not so nice games, I hoped for something nice in the next round, and I got Beast Herds. It was a pretty drunken player. Uh, Not pretty drunken, he was just totally drunk. But this was nice, since it was an easy game then. No, I just forgot to get out a picture. Um, in turn 2 or 3, I charged with my dragon his 18 longhorns, where both of his heroes on chariot were inside, and I charged him with the dragon, 2 chimeras, and some knights. So a chimera in the flank, one in the front, the dragon in the front, and the knights in the back, and I just killed all of these long herds. But yeah, the dragon was actually quite nice, since he just one-hitted his beast lord. I pulled the strength potion and just killed him. This was pretty nice. It was fun, and this is why I like this guy really much, since he just gets out his big sword and strikes, and then everything is dead. This was so nice. I really had so much fun with it, and yeah, I have to say he was drunk, and I really got lucky. This is the next thing, since the other small lord, the guy with demonic wings, just tanked both of these Gotraks. He got charged by one, killed him, and then got charged by another one and killed him too. He was, I think, pretty boss in this game again. He's just a better one. And then game 4 was Chaos Mirror. Yeah, he has 2 Lust heroes. I can't catch him if he doesn't make a mistake. And some other stuff, some Chosen. Yeah, and the Sorcerer, he just had the 56 strengths. Yeah, 56 strengths 1 hits against my dragon. And he managed to get this through in 4 out of 6 turns. And I just one turn he was in combat, so he couldn't cast, and the other turn I took my Dispel Squad against this. I just could never ever dispel this. Either he had a 2/2 phase, or I just didn't got the dispel up with 3 against 3 dice for him and 5 dice for me. This was pretty, yeah, unlucky, you could say. But still, the dragon survived with one wound, and I got to kill his lord. I charged his lord with knights. I pinned him with this. I think lost by 1. Had to take test on 8. Next turn, his general, yeah, still couldn't kill the knights, and I hold again. I mean, if I flee there, he would still be in the line of sight of the dragon, so I just parked the dragon behind him so I could catch him. If I don't kill him, it's pretty bad. The dragon is dead because I just had 2 wounds left on this point, but I had to risk something to win this big, and I wanted to win this big since, I mean, I played the first 2 games pretty poorly with, I think, 8, and then against these demons I just had 3 points, something like this. And yeah, so I went for it, went for the risk, and one-shotted his general again. So dragon got some points too. This was nice. Yeah, I think again in Chaos Mirror the dragon is kind of tricky because yeah, the other lords are just better. They have better protection than the dragon rider. It's, I don't know. It's not that nice. But the equipment of the dragon is pretty hard. I mean, you have divine attack, strength 73 wounds, no armor save. You can't do this on a normal lord. You could do this maybe on the small one, infantry with demonic wings, but then you just have 3 up armor and 3 wounds, toughness 5. The dragon has 3 up armor, 6 wounds, and toughness 6. This is much better. Or you could play this on a disc or on a lust horse with just 2 up armor, because I think you really need the initiative 7, because otherwise it's just not worth it to take strength potion in this big sword, since you have to strike before your opponent. So the other option is Steed of Lust or Disc, with just 2 up armor, 3 wounds, toughness 5. The dragon has for this the best package if you are going to want someone who has the maximum punch possible with this kind of equipment. And yeah, that's why go for the dragon, guys. So my last game was against demons. Yeah, he just gave shaked hands, I think, in turn 3 or 4, because there were some two things which went a good way for him. These weren't that crucial, but they were really, really important, and there were some kind of like 40-60 trades going on in my favor, so like 40% win rate for me, 60 for him, and I just won these favorite coin flips. But yeah, the best thing was in this game for the dragon, I just placed the dragon in front of his 5 Blightflies with his pestilence slot, with Harboring of Pestilence in it, and they could charge me, but if he wants to kill me, he has to decline the challenge, so then his Harbinger wouldn't strike, and then I can hit in his Furies with strength 7, D3 wounds, flaming attacks, and he has to reroll his ward saves. This can get pretty fast, pretty dangerous for these Blightflies, and they could just be gone in just one round of combat, and that's why he was pretty scared. So he didn't took this, and so I could push them away from the rest of my army, and yeah. So then I won 2 of these important coin flips and won the game there. So this brought me 3rd place, I think, then on this tournament. Where just 16 people. It was a tournament I organized, so that's why I brought the dragon and thought, oh well, if it goes wrong, it's not that bad. But well, so this was a lot of fun, and I just to ramp this up a little bit. The dragon is just nice. If you want to play a dragon, just play a dragon. Try to build a list around it. Try to build the list obviously fast, since the dragon wants to go in combat pretty fast. And try to have fun with your dragons. I mean, sure, like I said, there are not much, but there are better things you could play with your warriors army. But so don't get me wrong, right? It's not like I say, yeah, well, just all play the dragon. It's imbalame. It's you have to play this. This is just not right. This isn't right. But you can have a lot of fun with the dragon, and you don't lose a tournament or a game because you played the dragon. It's because other stuff happened. Maybe your opponent got lucky. Maybe you did the mistake, or yeah, well, whatever. Your opponent was just better than you. The dragon won't do the difference, in my opinion. If you're a good player and you have a roster built around the dragon to support him, and you have a game plan, you know what you want to do with him, then just play it, and you will have fun. It's a great opportunity to play your favorite models. I think everyone has a nice dragon model somewhere, which he just can't play that often, since everyone says, oh, the dragon, it's not that nice. But just try it. Just try it. I think Wasteland Dragon is worth it. This is my my answer to this question. Just do it. It's a lot of fun. So this is this for this episode. I hope you liked it. I think next thing will be me talking about the rosters of one of the bigger tournament in Germany, like 50 players maybe. This will be announced, I think maybe today's Monday, so maybe this evening or tomorrow and during the day. So I think I will do this video, I think during the week, since the tournament is on next weekend and I already have a roster. It's not a dragon, but still, I have some hopes. So yeah, if you're interested in more of these videos, me speaking about some Nine Search related stuff, make sure you subscribe and then see you next episode. Bye.